to summarize what's up. How are you guys doing? This is Jin, originally from jinsdelivery. Before I start with the first video, I have to announce something rather less good news, but the whole video is not really good news. So, how do I start? The past few months have been a lot of pressure for me. Actually, ever since I started working at the hotel in November. I don't know why, I don't know what happened, but I had a very bad experience to which I'm going on later, but this experience dragged me onto this level where I was mentally not able to do a lot of things, including not keeping jinsdelivery on track. So with that being said, and later on in the video will maybe understand me more. How can I say this? Jinsdelivery is getting closed. Of course, every person who ordered something will get their stuff, but there will be no new orders accepted. Also, the website will be taken down tonight, and yeah, I will not accept any new orders or requests, and I will also only finish up the last few orders from people. And with that being said, I hope everybody understands me. Some people pointed out that I was trying to scam anybody, but that definitely was not my intention. Like, I didn't want to scam anybody, as I clearly didn't, but because of what happened, I was mentally not able to ship out, or I was mentally not able to even go outside. So I had to struggle a lot. And my friends were like, hey, do you want to hang out? And I was always like, yeah, sure. And on the same, the day of the meeting, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I always got new excuses as to why I don't have to meet with them. Of course, I went out from time to time, but only if my boyfriend forced me to go outside, or if he, it felt like forcing, but he didn't force me or anything at all. Before he sees that video and says, I don't force you. No, he doesn't force me. But what I mean is, he had to get me out of the house from time to time, because otherwise, I don't know. But anyways, we have February. My boss, the story I will now tell, has decided something which actually brings me in a better mood. So let's start with a new story. This is a story time. So, what has happened? I started on the 17th of November in 2020 at a hotel called Gran Via Hotel in Umeda. And the hotel itself is pretty, it's super nice, it is just comfortable. And I have really no problem with working in that occupation I did, but with the people themselves. So, while I was learning, I started on the 17th of November, as I said before, in 2020, and after 1 week, my boss decided that I have to work faster than I could. Of course, it is occupation where you have to work fast because there are customers, there are people sleeping in a hotel. I understand it fully, of course, but you can't go to somebody and be like that. She was super rude, and I don't know, it just made me feel super uncomfortable. And she started yelling at me and shouting. Like yelling, shouting is like, I think, kind of the same thing, but she did all of these things. She physically abused me from time to time. If I didn't work faster than 40 minutes, in the beginning it was 40 minutes, I have to finish up a room, bed and bathroom, vacuuming, making everything pretty. Understandable. 40 minutes, I mean, for one room, the whole thing, it should be doable. And I did. But on my first day, it took me, of course, an hour, a half, 1 hour and a half at max to finish up a room. She didn't like that. And so she started to, I think it was after like, it started after 1 month that she started to physically abuse me. And well, one time she grabbed me here on my is it called wrist? Like here, I think it's not wrist, but like she grabbed me on my arm, and she like squeezed it so hard that it was red for like 5 days, and I couldn't really move it, and it hurt. At another time, she embarrassed me in front of everybody, every other colleague. So what she did was she called me in the office and started shouting, because it took me like 45 minutes to finish up a room, and she got so upset that she started shouting and yelling and just like, you have to do it faster, go faster, speed up, and I was like, Nande? Like, I was thinking to myself, like, Nande? Why am I doing this to myself? How do I deserve to be treated like shit? I'm sorry to say this, but how? And, well, I don't know. I don't know what's going on inside her head, or why she thinks it is okay to react or act like that. But it clearly is not okay. And yeah. So at some point, I think it was, I met my colleague, like one person I used to be closer with, but that I'm also coming a little bit later on. I met him in the second week when I started working. And he was at first like, I don't know why, but there are like lots of foreigners actually, like working as a betto maker. Bettomeki. And at first he was really kind, but the thing is, I have a boyfriend, and this guy is okay. He was like trying to hit on me several times, and he's kind of close with my former boss, and he was like hitting on me all the time, and it went to some instinct that I was like, boy, what you doing? What you trying on me? And when he first saw me, he was like, oh, hey, who are you? And I was like, name is Anna. You can see it on my name tag. And he was like, oh yeah, but I wanted to hear from you. And I was like, yeah, sure, name is Anna, like on my name tag. Why do you have to ask me something you can see clearly? Obviously, right? And so we talked. And he spoke English perfect, because nobody else does there. Except like some other people from the Philippines, but he is from Venezuela. I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. Write down in the comments if I mispronounce it, and maybe you can write it how I should pronounce it correctly. But let's move on. How can I say this? He is partially also, like, he is part of the reason why I was mentally not stable. And partly I'm still not, but I'm getting better actually. So the thing is, after like 3 months or something in, I started November, December, sorry, not 3 months. After like 1 month in, he started to be like, hey, like he texted me over WhatsApp, and he was like, hey, the boss person Y told me like she's like, talking behind your back about you. I was devastated actually, because I don't like it. Like, if she has something to tell me, she could tell me directly. Like, just because she thinks my Japanese is not good enough doesn't give her the right to treat me like shit. And I admit my Japanese is not perfect, but my understanding got better over 1 year and 2 months here. Like, I always understand what she wants. I just can't talk back because I don't know how. Because either I'm sounding too formal or I'm sounding too casual, so I'm just not talking back. So I'm just like, hi, okay, wakarimashita. But yeah, he did he told me all of these things over WhatsApp, and I'm so glad I kept this as a proof, because he always keeps telling me, you have to delete the chats. I'm like, nah. I'm always like, yes, sure, but I'm of course not doing that, because this is my evidence of mental abuse. And he continued by telling me other things, like personal things. He was like, because like he tells me all of these shitty things, so I told him, hey, listen, is it okay if like one of the chiefs they are like department people, like they're taking care of a department, is it okay for them to send somebody home if there's still work to do? And he was like, I don't know, I don't want to talk about this is not my place to talk. But he's the only person working there with me who speaks English and who I know who could answer that actually. So he's like, you should talk to Dad about the boss. The thing is, the boss is not even listening to me. She's ignoring me, and she's very arrogant. I have to address all of these things, even though somebody who works there sees that, or my boyfriend sees that, and he's like, you're selfish. At this point, I personally don't care. I'm mentally not in a position to care. I couldn't care less about that. I'm sorry. I'm super sorry. So, how do I finish that part? Since I have one time he was like, I'm not going to address it directly, but he was telling me that he believes that my boyfriend is a sociopath. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? My boyfriend is not a sociopath. He was like, yes, he is. I was like, why? Why do you think that? And he was like, because he is always so sassy and narcissistic and selfish. Like, he's not any of these things. He's bossy. But that doesn't make him a sociopath. That's just his character. And if you treat him correctly, he is actually a very kind and caring person. And I'm really thankful for my boyfriend. So yeah, of course I'm getting offensive and I'm defending my boyfriend, because what this person is telling me is super rude and mean. And one time we were outside and I was like getting stuff for my second job, which I also don't have anymore. But that's another thing for another story. Okay. They're talking outside over the loudspeaker. So yeah. We were sitting at Wendy's. What time we sell you in my head? Wendy's. And he was like, you should try on the stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. I came out when I was done and he was like, whoa, you look fat. You're so unattractive. I was like, I was not asking you to judge me like that. I mean, yes, I know I'm judgy, I'm rude, I'm sometimes even selfish. I know that. I'm not the best person either, but... And I'm talking loud if I'm talking about somebody on the street. I never would go to a person directly and be like, hey, you look bad, and that's why I'm not hitting on you. Like, I don't care if you want to hit on me or not, but honestly, it was really rude of you to say that to me. And if you see this video, I hope You deeply regret what you just told me back then at Wendy's. It is rude. It is really rude of you to say that. Oh yeah. So let's move on from that. With that being said, on the 5th or the 6th, I think it was the 6th. I'm going to plan it in here when the call was, if I still have it. You can see on that date, my boss called me. Then she hung up. Then she called me over my colleague's phone. The name is blended out because of personal, like, it's information. So, how can I say this? She made another employee, not an employer, an employee, somebody who is also making bets, call me and tell me I'm fired. She told me I'm fucking fired. Like, not she, but like my colleague. How do you think I'm feeling? Like, she's using my friend, or my friend and my colleague to tell me I'm fired and I have to bring back the stuff. So of course I'm mad, I'm angry, and I'm still thinking what I should do. I was thinking about going to the bureau for stuff regarding like that, because this is clearly not how you fire somebody. Plus, it's not her position to fire anybody. So I'm not sure. I don't know how to contact the Taisei person. Yes, the company's name is Taisei. So if you ever decide on working for a hotel, do not go over this company. There you see the symbol. You know this company is no go, no. But just be careful about, in Japan in general, be careful who you are ending up with and how to process those problems for yourself, because you might end up like me, being mentally drained by somebody who is not any near close to you. And one time she had all the guts to come to the room I was cleaning, and she was like, Anna, I have a question. Like, she on purpose stopped me from doing my work just so I need longer, just so she could in the end yell at me again, which she did, by the way. So she came to me and was like, hey Anna, I have a question. I was like, hey, yeah, what's the question? And she was like, is Russia right next to Germany? And I was like, what you talking about? What do you mean? What is that unnecessary question of yours right now? And she was like, I'm just wondering. And I was like, you can't ask me that after work, can you? Like, what? What's your purpose of asking me that now? Well, yeah. There you have it. Thing I know, I will never work for that company again. As for now, I'm trying to obtain entertainment visa. Actually, I have a talent agency, but they're really slow in response, so I have to wait and hope they answer soon. With that being said, I hope everybody understand now as to why I have to close jinsdelivery, and as to why I'm mentally not able to do as many videos as I wish I could. And yeah, I hope sometime soon I will get back on my feet and be more creative. If you have any video ideas, write it down below in the comments. If you like the video, subscribe, leave a like. And yeah, I hope I see you soon. Thank you. Love you guys. Jane.